Welcome back. So in our last part of the tutorial, we'll learn how to load up the data and do a simple query on the data. So let's move on to the next section and let's go beyond the simple data loading and querying. Let's take a look at how we could possibly show this big data value further. Let's say our managers are indifferent and they're not really that excited or impressed with what we have performed in our previous tutorial. We really just created a report on structured data, so maybe that wasn't providing a ton of additional value. So let's see how we can provide more value. Cloudera VM provides us with a nice tutorial walking us through a number of different steps to learn more about how we can find more value and more insight from big data. So let's move on to the next scenario. Click on the tutorial exercise 3. What we're trying to do here is correlate structured data with unstructured data. So we know that this should provide us additional value, and we realized that another interesting business question maybe could be, are the most viewed products also the ones that are sold the most? Since Hadoop can store unstructured and semi-structured data together with the structured data without really remodeling the entire database schema, we could just ingest more data and more weblogs events and find out if we can answer these kind of questions. So let's do that. For this, we're going to need some of the web quickstream data. Typically, the most common way to ingest this kind of data is to use Flume. Flume is a scalable real-time framework that allows you to route, filter, and aggregate and do all kinds of mini operations on the data as you transfer it on its way to a scalable processing platform like a Hadoop. In later parts of this tutorial, we're going to explore Flume a little bit more and look into some of the configuration parameters. Right now, we really just want to load up the data and try and do some simple analytics on it. So we're going to take one of the data sets prepared for us already. Just like a food network, here's a baked cake. We already have a web quickstream data sets that we're going to pretend we loaded up ourselves and collected all of the data. We're just going to do a bulk upload into the HDFS directly. So in order to do that, we're going to copy this command. We're going to open up our terminal again and copy the command. We're copying all of this data into our HDFS. This particular file has about 20 million lines of 1 month worth of access log data, and we're going to put that into our local file system or HDFS. Once we do that, we're going to verify that our data actually is in HDFS by executing the following command. And you should see some similar results to the black screenshot that Cloudera provides within its tutorial. Now we can build a table in Hive and query that data by using either Impala and Hue or Hive. You'll see that once we upload this data, we can take advantage of Hive's flexible serializers that parse the logs into individual fields using a regular expression. Then we'll transfer the data from this intermediate table into the one that does not require any special serialization or deserialization. And once the data is in this table, we can then actually use Impala to query this data in a more interactive way. Initially, we're going to query Hive by using a command line JDBC client for Hive that we call Beeline. So once we execute these commands, in order to save time during queries, Impala does not poll constantly for the metadata changes, which means that when we create new tables, we need to go back to Impala and must tell Impala to refresh its metadata catalog so we can see the changes. This is what we're doing here with the invalidate metadata command. Now we actually can see all of the tables that have been uploaded by putting the show tables command. And you can see that in the left-hand column, you have refreshed the list of tables. And you can see the new external tables that we have brought in from the web logs. Once you paste this command into the query editor, we can see similar results to this. By inspecting the results, you can quickly see that the list contains many of the products of the most sold product list from the previous table that we have gone through in this tutorial. But there is one product that did not show up in the previous table. But there seems to be one product that's viewed a lot but never purchased. Can you figure out why? We're going to use this question for you to think about and answer as one of your first quizzes as part of our tutorial in a tour through the Cloudera's Hadoop's VM. So what we have done throughout this tutorial is learn how we can use Hadoop platform for the efficient and interactive tool that enables analytics on a high volume, semi-structured data. See you guys soon.